Oh, sure.
I just, that's how I roll.
You should know that by now.
All right, so we have 2 minutes, so we can leave that on. Okay, so where are you? Where are you? How are you doing so far in contact?
Please send, I'm still working on it.
So far,
I think
okay.
5.
All right, so we're not gonna put that on here. Computer dies on your leaving, you can put your number on. Okay, all right, Irene,
I'm at 5 right now and 1. A lot of irons in the
Rusty,
fire.
13 and 1.
where's everybody else? Yeah, 2, and then
Monica.
Monica. Oh, Monica, she's on her phone. Okay. Yes. Oh, well, this would be over here.
That's all you want?
Yeah, because that would be this one leaves.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
originally.
Kim got a contract yesterday.
Okay,
Kim.
that's it, yeah.
Is this a
But that,
fire or
a little
something?
bit bigger, yeah.
Buyers. She's
Okay,
put in a same thing, 3 or 4 contract stuff.
Because I like the idea of it being down
Should be
here,
appraisal gal.
but the name would have to be,
Supposed to.
just put it up here. The people don't know really here. Yeah, just put it back up here where you had it, but a little bit bigger, so
okay,
you can see it,
okay.
okay? Alright, cool.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you.
Hey, Amanda. You can hear us. Forget that. when
Hello,
we're-
everybody. I can hear you.
Okay, good. Can you see us okay?
I can. It's a little dark in there.
Okay, all right, we're gonna,
I'll mix
is
my.
that better?
I know.
Yes.
Let's turn the other light on, all right, cool.
How you doing, Rusty?
I'm doing great. How are you? Just spoke to the senator. He's good with everything, but needs to talk to his wife.
Thank you all for coming. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water, and this actually is not an hour's class. And it's more of an information session, because it's, and I'm gonna be at the back here, so you guys can see me and hear me. It's more of an information session and a service that you do for your clients. So it really should take us less than half an hour. So do you guys know what homestead exemption is?
A protection. For your home, it covers a home.
No,
Tax-
it's tax break, right?
Oh, okay.
So do you own homes in, and you can unmute yourself. Does everybody own a home in Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, and you have homestead exemption on your property.
Yes.
All right, great. So if you don't apply for homestead exemption, because they may have moved here from somewhere else, and not, I'm finding out that not every state has homestead exemption. And if you guys could put your cameras on, it does a lot for the person who is presenting, and it actually brings some energy into the room. Thank you so much. So homestead exemption is the amount that you can reduce your property taxes by, right? So so if you've owned your property since January 1st of that year, you can apply for homestead exemption. Every county is different. And it is a nice little savings on your property taxes. The latest date to apply for homestead exemption is April 1st. Did y'all know that? Okay, so April 1st. And I think that's all counties. And I'm gonna give you guys a sheet with all the links and with all the counties that we normally service. Okay, the popular counties that we service. So to be granted a homestead exemption, you might want to write this down. A person must actually occupy the home, and the home is considered to be the legal residence for all purposes. So let's say you're away from your home for health reasons, right? You can actually still get homestead exemption as long as you can prove that you're away for health reasons. Now, let's say grandma lives in a property and her name is not on the deed. And I'm gonna come back to that, why I bring this up. So exemptions are offered by all the states and all the counties, and of course, all counties are not considered the same. Cobb is much cheaper and faster in how they process paperwork than, let's say, Fulton and Cherokee.
That doesn't surprise me.
Especially Fulton County. When your client buys a home in Cobb, in a couple of weeks, you can go in and see the deed. With Fulton County, we just don't know. From me, and the next year, he was calling me saying, hey, I got this piece of paper from Fulton County saying I owe taxes. Why is it hasn't reported? And it was like 8 months later, and I said, here's what you do. You send them your settlement statement, and you send them proof, and then just forget about it, all right? So how do you get homestead exemption, and what is the value or the number or the rate that they use? It is based on not your appraisal value, but your assessed value by the county. Does everybody know what the difference is between the appraised and the assessed value? Mute yourself and tell me, please. Or anybody in this room.
I think it varies, doesn't it? But I thought it was like 40% of the actual value or something like that. Assessed value.
Well, that's not the question. That's yes to the next question. So do you know the difference between an appraisal
Oh, you're saying,
and an assessed value that the county has?
Well, the assessed value is typically lower than the appraised value because of what criteria that they provide. Isn't that correct?
And because for the most part, how does an appraiser who's paid to go out and do your individual property, what do they normally do?
They
walk it, they measure it, they
right.
Right, so somebody said they walk it, they measure it, they dig in to get an appraised value, so you can get a loan on your house. But when the assessor from the county goes out, remember he's got, yeah, exactly. He's got maybe 1,000 homes to do, so it's a drive-by, baby. It's a drive-by, and that's how he gets his value. Pretty much, let's make sure that house is still where it said it is in the records. And we're gonna look at all the houses and we come up with a value, right? So that's the main difference. All right, any questions so far? One of the things I want to point out is that homestead exemption is not automatic. You would think that would be nice, that at the end of every year, the government would take a look and see who's gotten a new home and just give you an automatic homestead exemption. They do not. You've got to apply for it, okay?
Is it one time or every year?
It's one time. Once you've applied for it, that's it, right? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about senior exemption. Oh my goodness. Senior exemption, it's really, really nice. It does away with about a third, because it does away with your school taxes. Now, when can you get an senior exemption tax discount?
45.
You?
2, isn't it?
Yes. What did you say, Amanda?
62.
62.
Yeah.
So, well, here's
I'm
the
sorry,
question.
could I interject? I can't get us, it's 65 here in Fulton County.
You apply, because if you go online and you Google it, and you put in, when can you apply? You can apply at 62. You get it for the most part at 63. And Claire is saying you get it at 65. And you can apply at 62. And then whenever that county grants it, they grant it. And then you don't pay school taxes anymore. Okay? So not a lot of people know that. And that's one of the services you can provide for your client. Hey, are you 62? Do you know you can apply for it? And then when it kicks in, it kicks in. All right, so any questions on that?
I have a question.
So
So what,
how do you,
sorry,
We
I
can't
have
see
a
you.
senior exemption. What is the actual like price break for like not having to pay school taxes? Because with Homestead, I feel like it didn't really change our like taxes that much.
Okay, so you roughly, and I want you guys to go in and actually, you have a statement that they send you, go look at your school taxes. It's about maybe a third of
Authurine,
total taxes. Yes, so go and Amanda, look at your school taxes, and I know you're nowhere near 62. Once
No.
the senior exemption is school taxes.
Authurine.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
In Fulton County, you cannot apply until you're 65.
Okay. So Georgia, so they have it incorrect on Google.
Yeah, if you turn age 65 as of January 1st, 2021, you can now apply for this exemption, it says. So,
Okay,
yeah, I just wanted to let you know, Fulton County is different than Cobb.
yes,
And Cherokee.
and Cherokee.
What was it? I'm here.
She said Fulton County is 65.
But in Cherokee, I know.
But in Cherokee and I know Cobb, you apply at 62. And then at 63, you'll get that discount.
Believe me, I'm watching.
Yeah. All right, Irene's watching it. All right, so now how can we use this as a service? All right, one more thing about the senior exemption. Just because you live in the house, it doesn't mean you can get an exemption. For example, if you're this sole caretaker for grandma, and grandma lives with you and she's 85 and she just moved here, well, sorry, unless she's untitled, you cannot use her to get, that makes sense? All right, cool. Okay, so did I cover everything I wanted to cover on that? Yes, I did. Now let's talk about how we use this as a value add and as a service to our clients. So the end of January, start gathering all of your Alta settlement statements together. And I'm gonna address for the ones of you who have not closed a couple of deals, you can still use this as a value added service. Because remember I told you a lot of people don't know what they don't know. So start getting together your Alta settlement statement because they're gonna need that for their taxes, right? And so at the end of January, we usually send out a letter. And in that letter, it's a short letter, it's about 3 paragraphs. The first one is, we're thanking them again for their business. We hope they're enjoying their home, and we're saying, you're a new homeowner, this comes with some benefits. And the first benefit, of course, is that you get to apply for homestead exemption. And we say, as long as you've owned the home from January 1st, you lived in it, you can apply for homestead exemption. And we're telling them the last date. So that's the first paragraph. We're straight to the point. Then we're actually sending them the link for whatever county. I am not sending them this whole form. I'm sending them the link to whatever county. The next paragraph, of course, is, I hope this is helpful to you. I so enjoy doing business with you, and I would love to provide the same service to anybody else that you know. Our goal this year is to help 50 people buy homes. So who do you know from work, from church, from school, that we can provide the same service to? God bless. Always for you, whatever, however you add it, end it, not add, however you end it again with a show of gratitude, and send that letter out with the alter settlement statement. With the settlement statement, you mail that letter.
Would
Now,
you be able to send out a copy of like a template for that?
I don't have one. I just made it up.
Oh.
And what I will do, hold me to it. I'll make one up later
Okay,
and I'll
thank you.
send it out. Okay? Will you email me, Amanda? Email me directly and say, hey, you said you were gonna send out the template. And I'll do it later on
You want
when
me-
I'm sitting.
Do you want me to CC Imani on it?
Yeah.
Smart.
Smart girl. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now here are a couple of tips. You know how we like to make everything an event? Some people will send out an email, so the subject line is homestead exemption. That's the subject line. Homestead exemption. Hey Amanda, it's Authurine. Hope all is well. Hope you had a happy whatever. I will be sending you a letter with your alter settlement statement, which you will need for your taxes. And I'm also sending follow up with you in next week, right? So that could be the first contact. The second one could be the letter. Make sure you give them enough time to get the letter and open it. And then you follow up with a phone call. So that's at least 3 touches from this one active service. Some people get 4. They send a text somewhere in between. That would not be me. Just remember my Heidi. I like getting to the point of things. I would say at least 3 or 4 touches with the homestead exemption and the settlement statement. I will tell you that every year, at least 3 of the people that have closed the previous year, right around April, what is taxes? April 15th. So right around April 12th, I will get a furious hair on fire call. I cannot find my settlement statement. And I need to get it to my accountant by April 14th. So just make sure you guys send them out in January, so you don't get that call. Okay, make sense? All right. Here's something else that I just found out. Rusty, you may already know this. Do you know if you have a permanent military disability, you can get an exemption on your taxes? Did anybody know that? If you're 100% disabled as a military vet, you get an exemption on your taxes. So that will be homework for you guys, because that's homework for me to dig into what that looks like. Okay? 65 years old and you made less than $10,000. Do you know you can get your taxes waived on your house? Do you know that?
No,
I just found that out.
say that again?
If you're 65 and you've made less than $10,000, not all counties are created equal. Please research.
And the council security.
They count social security, yeah, that would make sense.
They can't what?
They count
Count
social
social
security.
Okay,
That's it.
as income, they do count social. Then little to no taxes. Now, would this be a great service for your clients? Are you helping them save money? Okay, and are we their friends when we help them save money? Now, do you know that there is a good percentage of people who've been living in their homes for more than a year, more than 2 years, who have not applied for homestead exemption? Oh, you haven't applied for homestead exemption? See? All right, so this proves my point. This is my example. Would it make sense, learning what we just learned here, would it make sense to use this as a touch? Because you guys are always saying to me, Authurine, I'm calling my friends again. What am I gonna say? Wouldn't it make sense to just call them and say, hey, it's the end of the year. I just want to touch base and make sure that you've applied, that you have homestead exemption on your home. And wait for Rusty to say, nope, I didn't. How long have you been living in that house, Rusty?
6 years?
And you've never applied?
And every time I think about it, it's after April.
Mr. Moneybags over here.
Can everybody hear that? And I know you guys are looking at my feet. So now I'm gonna sit so you can see my face.
Authurine, there's
Because
a,
we're having a conversation. Yeah,
I was gonna say, there's a touch that I'm gonna do for my farm. So anybody who bought in the last year, that even if it wasn't with me, or wasn't one of my listings, I'm gonna send them out, hey, don't forget about homestead exemption.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would
that's
make-
it. So that's why we got,
Their agent
right,
is,
it's a value added service. And so we just found out that there, and I know for a fact that there are people who have not applied for homestead exemption because they don't remember till it's too late. It doesn't matter if you will close the deal or not. This is another touch for your clients. You guys like the idea? Unmute and tell me something. Amanda can't be the only one who loves that idea.
I love the idea.
Okay,
I wish somebody had reminded me, because I didn't do it until the second year I owned the house. So
Yeah.
it would have saved me some money. So yeah, I love it.
okay, wonderful. All right, now here's how we remind ourselves to do this. Y'all ready? Remember this little thing called command that we have and the smart plans? So this could be a 5-step smart plan. And guess what? We just create a task for ourselves that at the end of January, you put it on your calendar, you put it in your smart plan. So it will pop up everywhere that on January, let's say 20, blah, blah. You're gonna send that email and put those letters in the mail. Or you're gonna call people, right? Why can't you call them too? And just ask the question, have you applied for homestead exemption? And then give them the information that I'm gonna give you guys. I've got this sheet with all of the various links on it. Now, for people online, if you email Imani, just say, hey, can you send me the sheet with all the links on it? I do not recommend just sending this out and forgetting it, right? I recommend that you go look at what county your peeps live in and send them a letter with just that link. Does that makes sense.
Yes, and the question I would have as someone who doesn't have deals under my belt right now, would a letter still be part of the equation, or is it just the phone call or the text to my database? Probably just the,
I do both. It's
the
the touches.
yeah,
And we don't wanna send this out because this is from Silverton, which has
Right.
Silverton's
Right.
logo on it.
right,
Put
right,
it
right.
on your Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
You can put it on your Facebook page as now, all right, new idea. Whenever we put anything on our Facebook page or on anything marketing related, we wanna have a strong mofer on it. And I didn't cuss, I just said mofer. So I'm gonna explain what that means. It's MOFIR. It's making offers for immediate responses. So if you put it on your Facebook page, it's a call to action. Make sure there's a call to action on it. Why couldn't it be, have you filed homestead exemption for your home?
And if not, I have the details on how to make that happen quickly, or something to that effect, so
Yes.
they have to respond back.
Call me for information. That's the mofer. I have what you want, what?
Click here to get the link, and then have the link on your website or something.
You can do that, or you
Yeah.
can have them call you.
Yeah.
I like when they call me.
I'm saying it's Facebook,
Yeah,
so it could go out to anybody. So if you want to get them tied to your website, you can use a landing page and put.
yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can. You can absolutely create a landing page.
And you got there. Email, got it.
Yes, yeah. So I like that. You can do on your Facebook page. Can you do the same thing on Instagram? Where you can create landing pages or link your Instagram to your
Yeah.
website. Okay, so see, now we have another step. So what did we have? Just now we are up to 5 touches. And then absolutely you'll have their email addresses, you will have their phone numbers, follow up. And have that conversation. Providing another item of value. All right, any questions? All right, questions, no questions, any observations?
I think my only observation is that it's amazing how the simplest thing you can get 4 or 5 touches from.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I've always been told my whole career, I'm always in a hurry, so I stop at the first answer. When there's like 5 or 6 different answers. So it's just like, don't settle on the first one, just keep thinking, how else can I do it else? So that's what, when you're doing this, I'm thinking of how we did this, I could do this.
Yeah.
And
It's all
that's
about
the,
layering.
that's the whole point, right? I'm not your digital thumb up or something. The whole point of us having these conversations is to put systems in place. Systems in place where you can just push play for the next thing. So within 5 minutes of this class, you should do a brain dump of all the touches you can get out of this one thing and how can it apply to something else. Thank you for that observation, Rusty. All right, cool. Okay, look, half an hour to spare. Go make some more calls or go door knock or something.
I just created a smart plan for it. I don't know how to like publish it or anything like that, but I made one. So I don't know if you can look up homestead exemption.
Okay, is your smart plan in command?
I just put it in
Is
command.
it called homestead exemption?
Yeah.
Okay, we can all go searching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go into smart plans and type in either her name or homestead exemption and boom, your smart plan's already created. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Hey, Amanda, before you go away,
What's the sign behind you?
it's her welcome.
No, it says go away.
Well, and your little, those little gifts to the right behind you, what, are those your little
Yeah.
client gifts?
Yeah, so I'm due pop buys every month for my farm. So I'm doing popcorn, just popping by to wish you a happy holiday. And then I had extras, so I'm doing them to local businesses that I frequent, like on a weekly basis.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then on the other side of the welcome sign, it
Great
says go.
idea, Amanda.
Thank you. Yeah, on the other side of the welcome sign, it says go away. But yeah, they're holiday popcorns.
Oh, how
Yeah.
cute. Where did you find those, online?
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club,
Yeah.
oh.
It's $10 for 12. And they come in,
$10 for 12?
Oh,
Oh, how cute. Do you
Yeah.
have to order those online?
I
No?
just
Okay,
got
I'm
them in
gonna stop.
store. They may have them online, but I just got them in store.
Yeah, that's